it's Ben Tunnel. We're back.
That was good. We're back.
We are back. Darlington,
episode.
number 1. There's 2 Darlingtons this year.
One
This
Darlington.
one is the throwback one.
Adrian, did you throw it back this weekend?
Yes, most definitely.
Noted.
Yeah.
Vito, where you at?
All right.
All right, we found
There he
Vito.
is.
Vito's here today. I don't know. I had a great. It was another long NASCAR race, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know about y'all. What'd y'all think? General consensus, fire away. Yes or no? Good race, bad race.
Good
Really
race.
good race.
Fucking sucked. Suck dick.
Why? Why do you always say it sucks?
I don't know.
All
I
right.
loved it, but I love most races at Darlington. This is my favorite track on the schedule, week in and week out, or year in
It's
and year
alright.
out, I should say.
I just think Darlington's kind of boring, if I'm being honest. I don't
I
know.
love-
I
I love
don't
the-
enjoy the track.
It's such a weird little monstrosity of a racetrack. Like it's there's no other track like it in NASCAR.
That's a way
Which
to,
is
that's
why,
a
part
way
of the
to
reason why
call
I
it.
love it.
A weird little monstrosity.
Yeah, like it's not exactly a 1.5. It's like a one and a weird. It's not even like a 1 1/3. It's like slightly short of 1 1/3. It's like this 1.326 mile racetrack. It's got like it's each corner's a different width.
Shaped
It's
like an egg.
yeah, and it's like I don't know. The way you race it is unlike pretty much anything else. It's just a fun little track.
I liked it
All
a
right.
lot. I thought the next gen cars looked great there.
Oh,
The
yeah.
throwbacks also looked great.
Yeah.
I think it is a crime against humanity that the 9 car won the best throwback award, but I guess that's what
Yeah.
happens when the princess is on the pole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever. It was yet
I
another
think the best
popularity
throwback-
contest. I think the best throwback, I want to go first because I brought up the subject. My favorite throwback on track out of everyone's, and I was very biased about this. I didn't think I would be, but I ended up falling in love with it when I saw it on the track. The 24 car looked amazing.
Yeah, I agree. We'll get more into that 24 car as
Yeah,
the
we
show
got a
goes
long
on.
way to go with that car, but I thought it was the best looking throwback on track. Another one that looked amazing was the 1 car.
That was my favorite. I like the one from my favorite car on track.
God, who else was there? I know there were some others that I thought, oh, that one looks really good. Oh, the 11 car. Even though it's a very recent car, like that's 2016, it just, I don't know, it felt
Still looked
good.
meaningful, and
It was a
looked
meaningful
cool.
car. It's a big part of, at least our viewership is, our time period of NASCAR as
Yeah.
NASCAR fans, So, anyway, lots of good throwbacks this year, though. I'm impressed. I got to give my hats off to all the designers and teams out there. They really tried hard again for another good year of throwback, especially considering the next-gen car moved the numbers and they look kind of weird.
But I think they still look
They
great.
all looked really good, and they all looked like they were supposed to look, like their counterparts.
Mhm.
Like the 6 and the 17 looked great for being old schemes. So the numbers forward, 24 looked fine. All the cars looked good.
Two, however,
2 was horrible.
not look very good.
I wasn't a big fan of the 4 either. I wish they did something different.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see at least a variation in the car being all pink for the cancer awareness. So anyway, that's all I got to say about throwbacks. I think we should get into the more important topics of the show. What do you say?
Joey.
All right.
Joey Logano.
Firing off. Joey Logano wins at Darlington, and we'll get into how he did it later. We're solely going to talk about the 22 car winning and what this means for NASCAR
During later.
Cup Series as we move forward. So, the 22 car makes a late race push, gets to more ways than one, gets to the lead, wins the race. Good for Logano to get a
Yeah.
win.
He needed one.
Like I said, we'll get into how he did it in a minute. But yeah, 22 car definitely needed a win. They won this year, but they haven't won anything legitimate. They won in the Clash, so it was good to see them win an actual points race. That locks them into the chase. That is also not the chase, the playoffs. Slipped up there, but that puts the 22 car into the playoffs, which is another new winner this season into the playoffs. I think that is 10 winners now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at
Was
the
he
same
number
time,
10?
we expect all these guys
We
to
expect
make it
these
anyway.
guys to win, so
Yeah.
But I like to see these guys win on tracks like if they only get one, at least they get it on a track that's more skill dominant, like Darlington being one of the biggest of that. Instead of winning, if a guy like Martin Truex, who can win just about anywhere, wins at Talladega, I'm like, damn, we just lost a good chance at a first-time winner. So
Yeah.
or not a first-time winner, but a winner that wouldn't normally win. So that
Right.
we're filling the grid. I am sticking by my guns here. We're up to 10. There's 6 spots left, and it's only the beginning of May. The playoffs start in what? September?
Yep.
Yes.
We can make it to the end of.
We
We have May, June, July, and August. We have 4 months, just under 4 months, I'd say, to get 6 more winners. This is totally doable.
We are
Starting to fill up.
we are exactly 1/3 of the way through the season, and we have just over 2/3 of the playoff spots filled. So yeah, we're on a pace to beat it. I don't know if we will, but I could definitely see Harvick. I could definitely see Truex hasn't won yet. Who else hasn't won yet?
I know Truex. I'm
Blaney.
shaky about Harvick.
Blaney.
Blaney's a big one. That's 2.
I could see Reddick maybe.
Yeah, with how he's been running, I'll give him a 0.5 point.
Speaking of the way he's been running, I think one of these races he's going to put it together. Eric Almirola, I think, can get a win this season. Maybe that's one of the more maybes.
Maybe but we have like 2 definite and a whole lot of maybes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think Truex definitely gets a win eventually. Blaney definitely gets a win eventually, and then after
I mean,
that,
technically, everyone's a maybe.
well, yeah, but I'm saying some more than others. Michael
I think
McDowell could
Harvick
maybe
is
win a
on-
race, but I think Harvick has a better chance.
Yeah, Harvick
knows?
is on like
Fucking-
the higher side of maybe. But
Bristol's
the way
in the
Stewart Haas is,
playoffs.
Unfortunately, Michael McDowell's
Yeah.
win will be in the playoffs. Yeah.
Harrison Burton
Unless-
could fucking somehow end up winning a race upside down, backwards on
He's
fire.
barely even eligible though. He's 29th in the points, only like 8 points ahead of LaJoy, who's 30th.
Yay.
Who's about to fall out of 30th, I'd say, because Keselowski is on the move. He's up to 31st. Keselowski's going to be playoff eligible again in a minute here. Problem is, he's got to win in the 6 car. Good luck.
Gateway, I think. Maybe Summer Daytona on the last race of the season. That would be something. That'd be a story to talk about.
If anybody's going to come in the clutch on a plate track and win when it matters most back against the wall, it's going to be Keselowski. We've seen him do it before.
Yeah.
He did it at Dega. It was amazing. He could do it again.
And by God, that man will do whatever it takes to win.
And Brad Keselowski will do whatever it takes on the plate tracks.
He's a bad, bad,
He's a bad man. Evil Brad from Daytona will be back. No one is safe.
Yeah.
But anyway, his former teammate Logano takes it home. I think that's Penske's second win this year.
Yeah. That's
They won the 500, so they haven't won it since. I also can't recall any other Fords winning between then. Can
Briscoe.
Briscoe. That's the only other Ford win this year. So
I think so. Yeah.
wow.
At the start of this season at the
It's almost
Clash,
like they
said
nerfed
it was
them
gonna be a
before the
dominant
season
season for
started
Ford.
because they didn't
Yeah.
like it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Remember, like right before Daytona, they made them redo their front bumpers, and ever since then, they've been getting their asses handed to them by the Chevys.
Yeah.
Thanks, NASCAR. I don't
And
care.
then there's Toyota.
They're just there.
Toyota.
They're the opposite of strength in numbers.
Toyota has
Yeah.
won one race all season.
Toyota? They have 2.
Yeah, they got one with Kyle and one with David.
Yeah.
Anyway, Joey Logano.
Oh yeah, I
Joey
forgot
Logano
about
wins the
the
race.
random Kyle Busch event.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
I don't know if there's much more to add about Logano winning, besides what we're about to discuss.
I do want to mention
boy.
Logano was like probably the most dominant car all weekend. Like I watched practice.
Yeah.
He did
was,
run
like,
good, yeah.
Top the chart in practice. He won the pole in qualifying.
He led a lot of
22 is
laps.
It's funny because like every manufacturer brought at least one car that was like clearly the 3 best, but 2 of them DNF'd. It was
Yeah.
Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch. But then they were kind of replaced with Hamlin, and who obviously also DNF'd. Or did he DNF? Or I don't know if he got into a wreck. And then William Byron with the Chevys, but
And then
it definitely started out looking like Larson and Busch and Logano were going to be the class of the field. Then it turned up to just be Logano. I don't know if class is the right word based on what we're going to talk about next, but you get what I mean.
I have an opinion on what we're about to talk about, and I'm gonna save it for last.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Well, I guess that opens up the door then. Let's go ahead and get right into it.
Byron was wrecked by Joey Logano.
Two to go.
Oh, this is wreck.
2 to go.
I don't know.
Was it 2 to go?
Two to go.
It was 2 to go, yeah.
Joey Logano absolutely runs down the 24 car. And the door is wide open now for him to just go right on by and blows the doors off. Problem is, he caught up to him, goes into, what was it, turn 3?
Yep.
He goes into 3. Logano's like, you know what? I don't even care. And he just completely shoves the 24 car into the corner, gets the 24 car into the wall. 22 goes by. 22 drives it home. P1. The dump and run.
Logano left happy ass to the bank.
I mean, absolutely junked him into the corner and just drove away with it, laughing all the way. Checkered flag. Byron gets off the wall. I think he has a flat. His win that was a lap and a quarter away ends up being a 13th place finish.
Yep.
I don't know if you noticed this, but when he got put into the wall by Logano, when Byron got off the wall, he tried to wreck Logano.
He did try to wreck
straight
the
up.
22 car.
Imagine if it had worked and
Reddick wins
stole the win.
for the exact opposite as opposed to what. Well,
Yeah.
no, because you know what happened. Then they go yellow. Then we go bring out caution, green, white, checkered. Then Reddick would somehow find a way to finish second still.
Yeah, guess who's in 4th, by the way, Brandon?
Who was it?
Kevin Harvick.
Oh my god! I thought you were gonna say Alex Bowman. So I was
No.
gonna be like, here we go,
The
Alex
closer.
Bowman event.
I think Kevin Harvick lull and wins.
So anyway, yeah. Logano versus Byron has been the talk of the town so far after the post race, across all platforms of the internet. And I don't know. Was it dirty? Yes. Was it necessary? I don't think so. But was it Joey Logano? Yes. Does Joey Logano do these things? Yes. It's like, what did we? Disappointed but not surprised.
Every time it feels like I'm coming around on Joey Logano, something like this happens, though. It's funny.
And Logano just laughs it off. He's like, yeah, well, you know what? I don't care. I'm not going to get pushed around in this sport. I'm not going to get bullied. But he's the one being the bully. I don't know what his point was, but you know what? Actually,
it's just classic racing at the Lady in Black. That's my Joey Logano impression.
I don't know.
Talks. Really, is it?
We talked about this at CODA when Chastain dumped the 16.
Let me interrupt you for a second here.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Adrian, I really do not like you as a person. A fan. Go ahead.
Anyway, so we talked about this at CODA, this kind of racing, quote unquote. And I couldn't, for as much, this is a Hendrick car. Granted, he's not the most popular Hendrick, but he's still a Hendrick Chevy driving the number 24 car in the Jeff Gordon DuPont Flame paint scheme, mind you. Driving away, not a care in the world. And here comes Joey Logano, not exactly a fan favorite, and just completely puts him in the wall. And the fan response online was not even bad. They were laughing about it. I could not believe the public consensus of haha, he dumped him. It was
it wasn't.
I was expecting some Kyle Busch level public enemy number 1. Kyle Busch, he parked his car on pit road because he couldn't get it turned into the garage stall, and he got more of a not response than the Joey Logano incident.
Yeah.
After he wrecked a beloved team for the win, and they were like, "Yeah, it's just racing for the win." I was baffled.
For the win. I think it's
I was baffled. And on that point, no, I don't understand this consensus with everybody online being like, that's just racing for the win. That's not racing. That's just wrecking people. Why is wrecking people okay in stock car land? I never will get it.
And the thing is, I know Joey could have passed Lee, and everyone knows
he ran him down from a second out in a lap.
5 laps.
He had him covered. He had him covered with 3 blankets. And he still just dumped him. He didn't even try.
He put me in the wall a little bit earlier. Let me just do this real
yeah,
quick.
I guess that was his reasoning. I think he's like, yeah, he roughed me up and got me in the wall in the restart, so he decided I'm just going to shove him into the corner. If he hits the wall, he hits the wall. It's on him to hang on to it. I get it.
I'm gonna be honest. I think he would have done it either way, though.
Yeah, I know. Let's be real here. It's Joey Logano. I think he would have got to him, but maybe instead of just like pushing him into the corner, he would have like got to his inside and then just leaned on him entirely to make the corner and put him in the wall that way.
Yeah, I don't think he would have just dumped him in there. I think he would have used up his car.
You know what he would have done? He would have parked it right up behind him and tried to get him loose through 3 and 4. It wouldn't happen. He'd go through 1 and 2, get the run down the back, and then shove him into the corner anyway on the last lap.
Maybe.
Because that's racing on the last lap. Like, that's just NASCAR mindset. I still don't understand it. I don't get why people just crash and it's justified, but...
He could have tried to video game it or whatever the fucking Kyle Larson quote was, where he fucking...
I mean, he could have just got to run.
Hit the third line, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, what are you going to do? You're going to drive into the back of him? Or just drive into the back of him in 3? At least you can actually pass him.
It's not going to work.
His best bet would have been to either shove him out of the way or throwing a slider down. Like, go below the white line and throw a fat slider in 3 and 4. And just park it in front of him.
Thing is, I don't think this would have been nearly bad if this wasn't Darlington. At turn 3, the worst possible place to hit on almost any racetrack.
I mean, yeah, think about it, Darlington. How much like space do you theoretically have to chase your car up the track before you're in the wall?
Yeah,
like
it's
half a car's width. That's about it. You know what I mean?
Nothing there.
Like you can get side by side on the banking, barely.
Texas. If this happened at Texas with that glorified parking lot known as Turn 1, I don't think you would have gotten anywhere near the wall.
But he would have gone up to lane 7, and that's still just mid-track.
Yeah.
The everlasting void of where is the fucking wall at turn 1 and 2 in Texas?
Yeah.
You could drive up there for an hour and be like, damn, where it at? We're 17 wide, and I've still got room. Oh, Texas. Why did you reconfigure?
We're going there soon.
All-Star race. Okay, but if anything has happened with the next-gen car, it's proven that it can make any track fun. Mm-hmm. The ultimate test. If we could put on a good 1.5 show at Texas, I'll roll over and die.
Well, if it's proven anything else, it's also proven that it can make any track really boring.
You think so?
Martinsville.
I don't know if that was just
that was a next gen thing. That was
I think it was weather, but further extrapolated by the fact that the next gen car was this car's kind of good here on its own, and the track is horrible.
Yeah,
coming to
we will see in the fall.
But
yeah. Oh man!
But yeah, I don't know.
Joey,
because then Joey goes to the Byron's interview was funny. He's
I don't know, man.
He's a moron, and that was it. And Logano, it was so funny. I think Logano did this because the track crew was like, "Hey man, we're gonna because his car had flats, and they were gonna jack it up and put a tire on it so he could drive it to victory lane."
Yeah.
But it was funny because on the driver interview, the way they parked them at Darlington, they parked Byron, where he was parked, was directly perpendicular, track side to where start finish was. So Byron's having his interview, and they got this microphone in his face, and directly behind his head is Logano's car. So you can't see Logano, but you could see his car. And during his interview, he gets on the PA for the TV and the track. This is the track PA, and you hear him in the whole stadium sound. After they do Logano's interview, he's he's just a moron. He can't win a race without doing that. You know what I mean? He called him, and as he's calling him as he says the word moron, they cut to Logano's in-car camera, and he climbs out and is looking directly at where his car was on pit road. But I think he was just getting out to work with the track crew because they laughed and they're helping him jack up his car. They showed that on TV, but it was funny because it looked like he got back in to drive off, and then he heard him talking shit, and he got back out and was like, "The fuck you say?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just thought that was a really funny visual. I don't think that's what he did because Logano, he didn't care. He got his win. he got like, he got booed by the fans, but then he got cheered online. So it's a mixed bag. And he goes to
Joey
victory lane and
Logano-
picks up a trophy in a playoff spot. So who cares?
Yeah.
And I also think this is Logano's first Darlington win, if I'm not mistaken.
It is his first win at Darlington, yeah. I want to say something real quick though. I don't know. I think this is a big moment for Byron's career. I think this is make or break or how he's going to be. Because I don't know, that interview afterwards, sitting there crying, I'm like, man, you can't do that. You're going to get shoved around even more, I think. Like,
I think Gordon called him a piece of shit.
yeah, Gordon called him.
Jeff Gordon's like, man, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
And that was really funny.
but it's like,
He also told Byron.
He's kind of like crying to Byron, and I'm like, man, y'all having a little powwow. I mean, he called him a moron, but then it's like, I don't know. We'll see. So what, Chris? You think? What do you think? Do you think he needs to go get him back?
he needs to stand up for himself at least, Because
But how? Like on the mic or like on the track?
No,
Does he
not
need
on
to go
the
out there
mic.
and dump him? Like,
race him hard at least, If you're in that
Needs
same
to.
situation, don't
Here's what he
forget
needs to do. Here's what he needs to do. He needs to break into his house and he needs to beat the fuck out of him. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah,
I mean, Gordon did say like he owes him one, so I
he
mean,
does owe him one, but also like I don't know if Byron's gonna do that. He's
yeah, is
William
Byron gonna dish it back out?
Rick Hendrick
And
let
if he
him.
doesn't, I feel like that just opens the door for other guys to shove him around, like Harvick and Hamlin and Kyle Busch.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
I feel like this kid's just gonna get used up because he's not standing up for himself. Guess who else was like that? Joey Logano for a while.
mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is a big moment for Byron. He's got to start standing
And
up
I mean,
for
and
himself.
Logano is such a, he like just doesn't get, like, it is so funny because Logano and Kyle Busch, right? Like, we've seen Kyle Busch talk about Logano a lot because he's like,
Yeah.
I can't stand that guy. Like, they hate each other.
Yeah, they do not
like, they
like
don't
each other.
really hate each other, but like on the track, they're like, it's over. But yeah, like Kyle Busch described, it's like the guy is like a menace on the racetrack, and then he gets out and he's all sunshines and rainbows. He's all happy and he's friends with everybody. He's a happy chipper guy, and then he gets behind the wheel and goes out there and will just dump you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, he's a two-faced, like, fucking backstabber. Whereas Kyle Busch, he's like, fuck you on the track, and then he'll get out and be like, yeah, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? He owns it off the track too. Like, that's just that's who he is. That's Kyle Busch. It would be a shame if he wasn't that way. Like, we would all miss him.
I think it's because Joey Logano is a rat man who looks like a rat. I mean, look at the guy. Look at his face. He is a fucking little rat man. But they've both been public enemy number one at some point in their careers.
Mm-hmm.
Just funny that those two hate each other, considering how similar they are.
But
Logano's peak is always going to be 2015. When him and Keselowski were like absolute menaces and just like bullying people every week.
well, what I was getting at with the
15,
Logano,
I wouldn't say 15 Keselowski, I say Keselowski.
but yeah, so like what I was getting at with the Logano Kyle Busch thing there is that it was funny because we see like Logano goes out there and he just blatantly wrecks the 24 out of the way for the win. Gets out, to do his interview, doesn't even mention it. He's like, oh yeah, he got into me, so I gave him one back. It's no big deal. Happy Mother's Day. I love my wife. I love my mom. Yay. You know what I mean? And then he goes to the care center and he goes to the infield, or not the care center. He goes to the media center after the race, to do the, and like, I watch the media center videos and they're like, he's like, Bob Pockris, he asked him, he's like, he called you a moron, like anything you guys say. And he just goes, yeah, I've been called way worse. I don't care. Like, he does not give a shit. Like, he does not care.
Like, exactly.
Would he?
What I mean, man.
And why should he? I get it. Like, it's like he's just being a bully. And it's just funny, I guess, from the outside look. Because Byron's like, you moron. And then he's like, I don't care. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
It's like, I've been called way
Logano's the
worse
one
by
walking
fans
home.
here.
Yeah, he's like, I was called way worse by the fans on on the front street after the race. I do not care.
Like, at the end of the
And then
day,
he laughed
Logano's
about it.
Like, what does he care about what the 24 says about him?
Yeah, exactly. What does he care? He's like, I'm here to win for my team.
That's what he did.
And it's like, and what he said, his words in his interview, he's like, you do what you got to do. And Bob in the media center asked him, he's like, what do you mean by that? Like, what do you have to, like, what do you have to do? Why do you have to do this? And he's like, I don't know. I'm going to win.
Yeah.
I want to win. I want to make playoffs. I want to win.
Would Joey Logano kill a family of 4 in his street car, like his daily driver, to win a race?
Playoffs on the line, he's dumping the minivan. He'd wreck his grandma.
Yeah.
Would.
And you know what? That's fine. People clamor online. We want personalities in NASCAR. Here you go. You got this guy.
Joey.
He's a two-faced, backstabbing son of a bitch, but damn, can he drive? You know what I mean?
He's another one that we need, I feel like. We need people like Logano and
We
Kyle.
need the snivy little evil guy who puts on the fancy mask and is all happy sunshine and then goes and wrecks you. And then we just need public enemy number 1, Kyle Busch. It's fun to have these people around because when you see them on track, you're like, uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we going to get this time,
I'm not a fan of Logano by any means, but I respect him the high L,
I mean, yeah, it's like I'm not in no way a Joey Logano fan, but I'm like I enjoy. That's what I'm saying. He brings something to NASCAR that is just we saw it on display. It was just
he's
like
the evil little troll man. He
he's
provides
the
for
evil little troll man. He does not care.
It was great.
Yeah.
And it was a very entertaining finish. Now, I like to see where this goes. Byron has a win. Logano has a win. It obviously doesn't matter if they DNF a race or 3. Logano might get walled at Kansas. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Will it happen? I doubt it.
I don't think Logano's going to let him have the last laugh if that does happen.
Yeah, he'd be like, okay, you put me in the wall, and then you put me in the wall, I bounce back and put you in the wall. If you're going to put me in the wall, don't let me catch back up. That's Logano's mindset. Yeah. Byron's like, I raced you off too. We might have gotten the wall. It obviously wasn't a big deal. It's not like it destroyed our cars. And you just wrecked me.
He stayed in second after that, by the way.
That's what I mean. It's not, like, there's 2 different points of view here. Like now, Logano's like, eye for an eye, we're even. Byron's like, I owe you one. So
yeah,
we will see where the story develops.
Watching it, it's no way. What Byron did to Logano here warranted what it was. But if you're Logano in the car, you're like, he just put me in the wall.
He just put me in the wall, and he's giving me a chance to catch back up and win this race. Hell yeah, I'm putting him in the wall.
Yeah, like
eye for an eye. I do whatever it takes. It's not like they're teammates. It's not even like they're on the same manufacturer. That's Chevy versus Ford.
I finally have a reason to say this on the show. When I was just getting into NASCAR, I was thinking about it, and they didn't base anybody off the Lightning McQueen, but fucking Logano sure did base himself off that fucking first 20 minutes of that movie. Fucking total prick.
I always thought they based Lightning McQueen off of Jimmy.
Jeff.
It's like 6, dude.
It came out in 2005.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, probably based off of
look at
Jeff.
it this way. You have Jeff Gordon, followed by Dale Sr., followed by Richard Petty. Richard Petty is Richard Petty in the movie. Jeff Gordon is a bright red race car. They can't use Dale Sr., though, for obvious reasons. So he gets to be green.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway. I guess that's all I really got for Logano versus Byron. I'm excited to see where this goes. I don't think it's going to go anywhere because I just don't see William Byron as a type to engulf in controversy. But then again, Matt Kenseth had a boiling point. So,
but that was also in the playoffs in a must situation.
Yeah.
This was at Darlington in the middle of the season.
And it might not be. It might not be. We could come back to in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And Byron gets him back. We could be is Darlington in the playoffs again this year?
First race.
Yeah, first race of the playoffs. Byron could set him behind the ball, put him in the wall at Darlington.
Mm-hmm.
Hit him where it counts.
Logano's in the championship 4. Byron is not, and he decides.
Okay, I don't think he'd go that far.
What? He's evil. He's nefarious.
I feel like you get like a suspension or something for that one.
He's evil and insane.
Imagine he wrecks him. One of the Hendrick cars goes to win the championship. Can you imagine the shitstorm?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a conspiracy, man.
That would turn Hendrick into a not very like that.
No, it wouldn't. They'd all cheer and have high praise.
Do nothing.
They can't
Yeah, I
hurt the
don't know, though.
kingdom. The royal princess kingdom of Hendrick Motorsports.
And to chase.
They have all of the legends, all of the fan favorites, and they drive bow tie cars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The beloved bow tie cars. I hate Chevys.
Chevy.
I think it's about it, though.
Vito, you had something you
Anyway.
wanted to say at the end?
Joe Logano's in the right, lol.
All right, thank
my
you.
Is he
opinion.
really, though?
Yes.
Collaboration.
It's funny.
All right.
Noted.
That's all we need. Thank you, Vito.
This is my opinion.
I know Adrian really enjoyed the race yesterday. Anyway,
I love Darlington so much.
Anything that is funny is good in my book.
I think we should talk about... Well, I guess we already talked about Byron being one of which.
Yeah.
Plenty. Let's talk about some of our other biggest losers of the day, because we usually have the frowny face for one notable loser, but there was so many. I think we should just talk about all of them. Right off the bat, I want to start... Well, I guess we can list. I guess if you want to start naming them off, we can name them off.
You start.
All right. Well, instead of naming them off one by one, I think we should just go through them all at one time here. Let's start off with the biggest one. I'd say the first one, Kyle Larson. Dude fired out of a cannon. That dude was gone. He looked untouchable. All of a sudden, they're set back on what? I forget. Pit road penalty?
No, they just spun out.
No, yeah, they had an issue. Then he spun, and he's back in the back. And then they were done.
Blew up. It was over.
Nice little
Blew it up. There it was gone. So what happened? It was like they looked like, oh, there's Kyle Larson of last year. He's back, and he blew it up. He's behind the wall.
He's good at the track, but I think I don't
know if there's many more tracks besides Homestead that is more suited for Kyle Larson than Darlington. Yet he's yet to win here. Like, he got robbed in 18. He got robbed both times last. I wouldn't say robbed, but he just came up just short last year. This year, he looked like he was going to just have this field on lock. Another DNF out of it, mechanical DNF. Like, what more can strike Larson at Darlington?
Yeah, it's crazy how bad luck he has there.
If Larson doesn't turn on the Jets by the playoff break, I mean, all I'm saying is I'm ready. If he doesn't turn on the Jets by the playoff break, I'm ready for the Slap Shoes video in 10 years of was Kyle Larson a fluke?
No,
I think
because
he'll be fine.
Kyle's still, like, kicking ass. Like, he's still running really good, even if he's not winning all the time,
Yeah, we're kind of, like, so saturated with Kyle Larson just winning everything.
He's running really good, but one thing to note is that he is the fourth Hendrick driver in the points because of how good Alex Bowman has been this year. It's
and it's funny because actually Alex Bowman DNF this race too, and now Kyle Larson's about to get ahead of him.
Oh, Alex Bowman DNFs?
Yeah, they blew up.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
I don't know if they blew up the motor, but something blew up. The car was on fire, and they called it off.
Right. Oh, yeah, they were on fire. That's right.
They had a big fire.
Yeah, I remember that now. I forgot about that.
Yeah, there was like multiple fires yesterday. Like BJ McLeod caught on fire, and it was a big one.
Yeah.
Like they were just sitting there on pit road, and it was like, oh, damn. They were like, oh, we're on. Oh, no. That thing was burning to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big fire. Bowman had a big fire. Yeah, they caught the wall, and then they caught on fire. I don't know if they were related, but it
they
happened.
both happened.
I guess it's just for fun and passing. I know he didn't really have biggest loser considering he ran great and he finished great, especially with the amazing track position call by this team. Tyler Reddick gets another second place. It's just like, man, one of these days he's gonna win. That's like what, number 6?
This one is a little bit different from the others.
Yeah, it's not like he just came up short. This one he was like constantly working his way up. He was like he earned a second place instead of falling back from a first.
Yeah. Oh, it's still sucks.
Who else was? Oh, how about the 31 car? They had a good.
No, we're not talking about good runs. We're talking about losers.
No, I know. We'll talk about losers. We'll do that.
Here we go. I got some more. Martin Truex running up front, spins out, loses all his track position.
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin.
Of
the first stage.
What
Then
Truex getting in.
he gets put back on pit road because an air gun issue, and then he gets caught up in a big wreck.
Wasn't
the big
Truex
wreck.
getting
Truex
into
in the big wreck. Hamlin in the big wreck. 23-11 as a whole in the big wreck. Both cars
They're
out.
both running good,
Both cars
including Bubba,
running like top 10, and then it's all gone in the last 40 laps. Another one running in the top 10, cracked into the top 5 actually, yet again. I've said this so many times I sound like a broken record on this show. Eric Jones running around 6th, caught in the big wreck, loses his top 10 every damn week.
Yep.
And it's like out of his control every single time.
Like, it just keeps happening.
He's doing so good for that car because you see, I mean, he didn't get the top 10, but I think Ty Dillon actually managed to get close.
Ty Dillon got one.
Yeah.
Got one. Let me check. I think he got.
If he didn't, he was definitely close.
We'll get to that.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
But I mean, who else was some big losers of the day?
Let me look.
There was more. I know there was more.
Take a look. Ross Chastain.
Yeah, that was a big one. Ross Chastain looks amazing. The hit on their setup about stage 2, took the lead, had this thing. He was like, okay, Ross Chastain's going to be unbeatable. This is win 3. And then he's in the wall.
Yeah, I thought for sure Ross Chastain was getting a win.
He did the Darlington wreck off turn 2. Everybody does it at least once.
It happens all the time.
Every single race we go, Adrian pointed this out. I watched the race live with Adrian, and Adrian laughed. Every single time we go to Darlington, somebody wrecks off 2 and hits the inside wall. Every time. One person. Every single time. Like Jimmy Johnson in the wall. Cole Custer in the wall.
And Eric Almirola
in the wall.
Race last year.
Like it happens every time we go there.
It is the way to wreck at Darlington.
And it's like you're always running good
race,
too.
But yeah.
Johnson did it from the lead when he did it.
That's what I'm saying. It just never. Yeah, coming to the stage in too.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't know. I guess that's it for the biggest losers. It was a tough day for those teams. But you know, most of them they'll bounce back just fine. The 45, the 23, and the 43. I hate to see those guys wreck though. Because they need good runs, and they keep getting them ripped away from them. So
yeah, I think Kurt will win.
It comes around.
I think
Kurt running the best out of all of them. I think Bubba's been on the string of DNFs. I think.
Yeah, and it sucks because he always has a good car.
He's running okay to good and then crash.
He had a good quote that he said where he talked about he's like, you know, yeah, we've been having bad luck, but we're bringing very good, possibly winning cars to the table every week. So, like, it's not like they're having a bad car. I mean,
it sucks because it's like the financial impact of tearing up cars like that every week for both cars wrecking. That sucks. But
one thing to note,
team like 23-11. But
one thing to note, that was only his second DNF though. He's been just good. He's finished some laps down in like Bristol, Dover, Richmond, but he has finished those races at least. Yeah, which I guess is something.
It definitely sucks for a small team,
because I compare them to Trackhouse. They start at the same time. Expanded to 2 cars at the same time.
I will say, compared to Trackhouse, there's a lot more money in 23-11. There's a fuck ton more money in 23-11 than there is in Trackhouse.
I don't know what Pitbull's bringing to the table.
I don't think they're bringing the money, but they got the right people over there.
They do have the right people.
I mean, they have McDonald's at 23-11 is what I mean.
They have Justin Marks, and they have Ty Norris, and that right there is like
that's enough.
You're gonna do great, and they have all Ganassi's old guys. It's like this looks good.
Speaking of with Kurt Busch, sponsored by Jordan brand this week. That'll be interesting to see on track.
Like, I don't know. My comparison to them with Trackhouse is like you've seen they start as single car teams at the same time, and then they both expand this year. In their second year, they go to 2 cars at the same time. One team just prosperity, like it's all, sky's the limit. Other team, it looks like a startup race team. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like the growing pains are all on them, and Trackhouse is just plug and play. Like, oh, we win now, yay!
I think Kurt's win is coming. He's been really good. It's just a lot of bad luck.
And then somewhere in the middle there, we throw colleague. That's how the young teams are doing.
Yeah.
But I get my point, though, right?
Your point of Vito?
Of fucking could be doing a lot worse than having sponsors of McDonald's and Monster.
Yeah, that is
and
true.
Michael Jordan being the team owner.
They have Michael Jordan, they have Denny Hamlin, they got McDonald's, they got DoorDash, they got Columbia, they got Monster Energy. Like, they got big sponsors. They got Kurt Busch behind the wheel. They got Bubba.
Have money.
They got lots of sponsors, lots of money, and lots of potential. They're just fighting through those growing pains, you know. So I'm not rolling them out yet. I think they got plenty of time and plenty of resources to continue to grow. I don't think they're going to be like, oh, we're going to have to close up shop. You know what I mean? They got Michael, they got Denny, they got McDonald's, they got, you know, it's like they got plenty of resources.
Remember early in the season, Kurt Busch was probably the best consistent driver for a little bit. Then he just started getting into crashes.
I mean, he was definitely, even if not that, he was carrying the flag for Toyota.
Yeah, Kurt Busch was fantastic.
So and now he just keeps he gets caught up in other people's messes. So I agree with you there.
Yeah. I think Kurt will get one.
And you got to remember, it's only May. We haven't made it to the All-Star break yet. We got the whole summer for all of this to get turned on its head.
Hey, remember last year we were talking about Kurt maybe not getting one. Hey, he keeps getting caught up in something. What do you know? He goes and dominates Atlanta.
Yep. So, there's always the one Kurt Busch race that he wins, and it's for these last few years it's been on a 1.5. And we got two 1.5s in a row coming up, Kansas and Charlotte after the All-Star break. And I think he's going to be – honestly, I think I could see him winning either. I actually have him winning the Charlotte, the 600, but I could see him winning this weekend.
I hope so.
With Michael Jordan on the car. How awesome would that be, huh?
That'd be great.
Kurt can't win Bristol.
Kurt has like 5 wins at Bristol.
Yeah, I know, but
not gonna happen.
Vito
the fates are going to.
Vito has a separate. He needs the stars to align that night.
He definitely will not win.
Speaking of the stars aligning, let's go ahead and talk about that guy. Do you want to give him a name?
He got 7.
Do you want to give him a name? Our king,
Michael
McDowell, P7. Let's go. Did it on speed.
They just brought some good. They brought some good cars in general. The 38 was pretty solid too.
Yeah,
38 finished 15th.
Gillen finishes 15th. Michael McDowell finishes 7th. Like 2 amazing runs on speed for the Front Row Motorsports guys. Hats off to them. We got to give them some praise. We're gonna keep firing through the list here and praise some more of our underdogs. Justin Haley, Colleague Racing, P3. What a run! And they showed it. Like last week, they led laps.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Colleague Racing. Haley's full time. I mean, this isn't. They're playoff eligible.
One thing to mention, because I don't think people are going to talk about it because he's not, they're, Front Row Motorsports, not a very, contending team, I would say. Yeah. But Gillen's been very, very solid. We talked about this.
Yeah, no, he did a lot better than I thought he would. I'm happy about that.
It's reminding me a lot of when we saw Nemechek drive this car 2 years ago.
Yeah. Except this is even cooler, I would say.
I think this is better because I think Nemechek should go on to do something greater eventually, and I think seeing Gilliland carry the flag in the 38 for Front Row, Gilliland in the 38, you know what I mean? It's like this was David, and now it's his son. So that's really cool to see, and I think he's going to continue to grow, especially between him and Michael. I think that's a solid team that can continue to grow, especially with the next-gen car bringing the field closer together. I think Front Row I don't think they've ever fallen back over the years. I think they've always just very slowly gone from being like a back marker to mid-pack. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think bright green pastures, bright future for the Front Row Motorsports guys. Following up with that, though, in 8th place, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who finished 2nd last week, backs it up with another top 10. And he started 26th, so that's a good run to the front for the 47 car. Daniel Suarez brings in home top 10 for Trackhouse in 10th. Good run for him. He needs the points. He's knocking on the door of the playoffs now, I believe. Eric Almirola 11th. A big one here. Just, same thing as with the Trackhouse cars. The 43 car got knocked out of the top 10, but the 42 car, Ty Dillon, brought it home 12th. That's a great run for him. Another big run for a rookie, the 14th place finisher was Harrison Burton in the 21. They needed a good run, and I'd say that's pretty damn good for them. Already mentioned 21 car, another one in the amazing throwback category. Got to give him some props there. Wood Brothers brought an amazing throwback.
Oh, that was awesome. I love that car.
Let's see here. Gilliland 15th, already talked about that. We talked about Stenhouse. Cody Ware, top 20 in the Rick Ware car, 19th place.
Yeah. On the lead lap, by the way, all day.
Yeah.
That's awesome for those guys. I think
especially considering he came from 31st on the grid. That's a damn good drive up to the field.
Those guys.
For Cody Ware and Rick Ware Racing. So Proud of them there.
The DNF start in 24th, by the way. If you want to know about that, Bart. Like, there's a lot of DNFs.
The DNFs do start in 24th. Yeah, the DNFs this week start at 24th place. We have Martin Truex Jr. in 24th, Eric Jones in 25th, Cole Custer 26th, Bubba Wallace 27th, 28th Kurt Busch, 29th Alex Bowman, 30th Ross Chastain, 31st Daniel Hemrick, 32nd BJ McLeod, 33rd Kyle Busch, 34th Brad Keselowski, 35th Corey LaJoie, and 36th Kyle Larson. Long list of DNFs. We haven't seen that many cars DNF, I don't think, this season at a non-super speedway. So,
I think the last time we saw this many cars wreck, Darlington last year.
Yeah, probably. Yep. But, I mean, it is the track too tough to tame. If you're going to wreck anywhere, it's okay to wreck at Darlington. We understand.
This place is hard,
This place is hard, especially in a new car.
Mm-hmm.
The monstrosity of a racetrack. It is.
But it's beautiful, and we love
it. Yeah.
We love it. We love Darlington. Great track.
So that gets us ever closer to the playoffs, and things are shaking up. We're getting closer to the All-Star. Everybody go out and vote for Chris Buescher.
Chris Buescher.
Corey LaJoie.
Do not listen to Adrian.
The official Spin Town candidate.
Vote for Corey LaJoie.
I think next week we should run an ad campaign.
We should. We should just put something,
hang up a big poster. Vote for Buescher.
Yeah, be awesome.
That's a weird way to pronounce Corey LaJoie.
Should have a big poster with Corey LaJoie hanging on it.
Oh no!
The neck of a noose.
Not good.
We don't need another Bubba situation.
What the fuck up?
No, but yeah, All-Star race coming up. We're gonna do a show for the All-Star race, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You should drag Bubba.
What? No, I don't think you should, Vito.
Oh.
I don't know if you want to finish that.
All right, well, I guess that's it for the underdogs. I'm going to go ahead and just open it up. We can keep talking, though.
Yeah.
So, anyway, open segment. Kansas coming up. Oh, wait, Adrian, I always ask you this every week. How do we do on predictions? Anybody pick Logano?
Oh, okay. Nobody picked Logano. Let me look. Oh, wait, that's my NFL prediction.
Don't chose fucking losers.
Hey, my guy was Truex. He was doing good, and then he got in a wreck.
I'm pretty sure the closest, because the other two DNF. The closest one was Brandon and Chris picking Harvick. No, wait, that's Kansas. My bad.
Kansas. I picked Harvick.
Wait, did I pick Harvick for Kansas?
Yeah.
Ew.
The closest one was Chris. He picked Harvick. The other three either DNF'd or I don't know if Truex or Hamlin. I don't know if they DNF'd.
Hamlin finished. Truex didn't.
Yeah. So
Hamlin finished. He had that fucked up fender. It was really funny looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a wing.
But Chris was the closest with Kevin Harvick. Next week at Kansas, I have Denny Hamlin, but would not surprise me at all if Kevin Harvick won in that beautiful farmer car. It's not the same as the corn car, but I like that green car a lot that they revealed today. Cool. Brandon picking Harvick, Chris picking Harvick, Vito picking Kyle Larson. Also would not surprise me a bit if he won.
Yeah.
So, a bunch of very solid picks. The All-Star break is where we get interesting with, I got Chastain, Brandon's got Alex Bowman, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, All-Star's going to be fun. That ridiculous format.
Uh-huh.
I love the All-Star format this year, man. But it's so funny.
I think it's going to be a good time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. Can't wait.
Kyle Larson will be on the pole for the All-Star race, if I had to guess.
I just realized kind of all three series at Darlington this week, somebody kind of broke a little winless streak or a slump that they've been having. Nemechek kind of got real cold as the season went on last season. Kind of started off with that same lack of momentum. Was getting kind of, Xfinity Series, Allgaier got his first win in just short of exactly a year, one day, which I believe it was the Darlington race last year that he did it. Had to have been because, same weekend, Mother's Day weekend. So Allgaier breaks that streak, and then Logano hadn't won it over. He got that one, so.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to see Allgaier win.
You like
to see that.
I like Allgaier. He's fun.
Yeah, the Xfinity race was good.
Yeah.
Who's running? Is it just Trucks and Cup?
Yeah, just Trucks and Cup.
Yeah,
Xfinity's off.
Xfinity's off this week. Okay. I don't know. It'll be Kansas. I would normally say I'm not really looking forward to Kansas, but Kansas is a kind of a dangerous racetrack.
Yeah.
And it's also next gen, and I'm very excited for any track now because the next gen's proving to make things very exciting. So I'm excited to see how Kansas does this week.
Probably, in my opinion, the second best mile and a halfer behind Mr. Homestead Miami. I'd maybe Charlotte second. I'm not sure. It's either Charlotte or Kansas is the second best, I would say.
You don't like Texas?
What?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think anybody likes Texas.
Maybe I will like Texas after this year. I'm willing to.
We should go back to Kentucky.
No, like actually.
No, let's not.
It was good after they fucking.
We should leave Auto Club and turn Kentucky into the wacky short track.
Also, like, I forgot who it was. I think it was Kyle Busch. Like, let's not get another Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no one likes Kentucky.
The general, everyone agrees point of shitting on Kentucky.
Yeah.
Texas is the new punching bag, but it had been, so whatever.
Texas was already the punching bag. It was just the secondary one to Kentucky.
Yay, mile and a half racing.
Yay. Woo! It's sort of cool now. I like
People hate on mile and a halves. I'd rather watch mile and a halves than short tracks.
I'm interested to see Nashville with these cars because it's just short of a mile and a half. I think it's a mile and a third. That'll be an interesting race.
I mean, I take that statement back. I like the short tracks a lot, but if we had like 20 of them, I would be like, well, yay.
Yeah.
It gets a little. I mean, I think it gets a little overhyped in NASCAR land, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I think the short
not
short
that
tracks
exciting.
Not a lot of them. I like the short tracks because it's like they're few and far between. It's like,
that
we got a short track race
I
every
will
week.
watch a million races over and over and over on a normal asphalt Bristol. I do not care.
Yeah.
Best racetrack ever.
Asphalt Bristol. My favorite racetrack. Awesome racetrack.
That being said, I also really like Darlington. I gave Adrian some slack for it last week's show, and I changed my mind. It would always been one of my, like, in my top 5, but I wouldn't post, like, your favorite, like, absolute favorite. But, I mean, I could put it up there now.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite. It's just so unique. I love the way it runs. I love the way, I don't know. It's just a fun
I love
race.
Bristol. I love Darlington. I love Watkins Glen.
That's my favorite road course, Glen. I love Watkins Glen. It's the perfect NASCAR road course, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That NASCAR legacy.
Good. I don't know. What else we got? Anything?
There's a bomb in your car.
Oh. Thank you for telling me. I can go take it out.
I don't really have anything else to add about this week's NASCAR race. There was a Formula One race in the United States. I don't know how it did ratings-wise. That would be something to talk about, but I don't have numbers, so we're not going to talk about it. I do have numbers, though, on the Jeff Gluck Was This a Good Race poll. Darlington wins 87-13, yes.
That's good. That's a good number.
Another great number.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot of bad ones. I think the only bad one I saw was Martinsville, for obvious reasons. But, yeah, it was cool. Martinsville. He'll be the punching bag of the year, I think. Which is weird, because it's Martinsville. Doesn't have to.
Watch we like all these jokes happen, and then like the fall race before the championship 4 is like the greatest Martinsville race of all time.
I hope so. I love Martinsville.
Watch me tie you up and beat you up with sticks.
Thank you, beat up. All right.
I like Martinsville. It's fun.
I love Martinsville
this year,
too.
It sucked dick. Daytona is still my favorite racetrack, I think.
Yeah, Daytona. Cool.
Daytona's badass. All right, I think that's everything.
I think that is everything.
Anything else y'all want to add before we get out of here?
I think I'm good.
I'm good.
Adrian?
I'll take that as a yes. So,
all right.
That being said, we are off to Kansas. We will see you next week. We are Spin Tunnel. You are not. Goodbye.